You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hi, Days of Our Lives fans. I've got your weekly prediction edition. Brady's doubling down. Chanel runs back to Johnny, and Gabby is shaken. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not subscribed, please click that magic button. We've got predictions for Ava, Brady, and Rachel, for Rafe, Arnold, and Jada, for Chanel, Johnny, and Sean, for Belle and EJ, and for Gabby and JJ. Let's get right into it. Our first prediction, Brady doubles down with Ava after the Rachel attack. So on Friday, Rachel and the grandma she's named for, aka Rachel Black, aka the woman in white, lured Ava to Blake House in Aramid. I finally got it right. I was saying it the wrong way the other day. I was saying Amarid. I had the wrong letter. Aramid. I've got it now, you guys. I can spell things backwards. And then Rachel Sr. whacked Ava upside her head with a candlestick. Next week, spoilers have the woman in white tying Ava to a creepy antique wheelchair, and Rachel Sr. encourages her namesake Rachel Jr. to get rid of Ava once and for all. They both agree that this woman is the only reason her parents, Kristen and Brady, are not together. But, you know, they're not going to kill her right away. There's going to be some torment that Ava has to endure. And then Brady is frantic in Wednesday, January 29th, spoilers. He's very worried about Ava. There was that garbled message, and then he can't find her. So once Brady finds out what his daughter Rachel did, I don't think he's going to cave to either her or Kristen. I can see Brady running to save Ava and then doubling down on his relationship with her because he does not want to reward the awful behavior of his ex and their out-of-control daughter. Our second prediction, Rafe crashes his own wedding. So the plan was for Jada Hunter and Rafe Hernandez to get married on his birthday, which is January 30th. But the problem is Arnold Finneger has taken his place because EJ couldn't have Rafe running around loose telling people that Arnold was running around loose in Salem again. Arnold's return has really screwed up EJ's life and Rafe's as well, because now he's captive in the secret room down in the DiMera tunnels, and Jada is finalizing wedding plans with an imposter. And by the way, EJ wants Arnold now to stick around and to take Jada's job as the police commissioner, and then hopefully that will lead to EJ getting his DA power back. Tuesday is the bachelor and bachelorette parties, according to spoilers, and Arnold is probably going to do some dirty things with the stripper who's dressed as a cop, because it's not like he cares about Rafe's fiance, right? Then on Thursday, Jada confesses to Stephanie that Rafe just doesn't seem like himself. And on the 30th as well, EJ comes down to torment Rafe on his birthday, puts him in a silly hat, and lets him know that Jada is marrying his doppelganger. But on the Friday, January 31st episode, spoilers say, as the wedding begins, Rafe breaks out of the basement of the DiMera house, no doubt intending to stop the wedding. So will he get the chance to crash and interrupt and stop the wedding before Arnold and Jada say their I do's? Or will EJ intervene and stop Rafe and shove him back in the basement? Our third prediction, guilty Chanel Dupree reconciles with Johnny DiMera. And is it because she banged Sean Brady? Chanel is kind of annoyed that her mom Paulina and others don't think what Johnny did with Joy was such a huge deal because they didn't actually do the deed. But Chanel's really mad. She's living with her mom Paulina. She's left Johnny. She even quit her role on the soap because she didn't want to see Joy and Johnny at work. But next week, Chanel gets hammered at Jada's bachelorette party and then winds up, looks like it's small bar, dancing sexy with Sean Brady. And guess what? Chanel wakes up hungover in Sean's bed the next day. And in the promo, they are making out. So the question is, did these two do the deed or not? They were kissing. You know, if you saw the promo or saw our weekly spoilers video, we had that scene in there. But is this Chanel doing basically what Johnny did and nearly doing the deed, but then stopping short? Or did Chanel really swap sweat with sexy Sean. Either way, I suspect this could be a reality check that sends Chanel running back to Johnny because she's feeling pretty guilty. And the question is, how long until he finds out what she did? Our fourth prediction, Belle's going to keep EJ a dirty, sexy little secret on the side. Since the Day of Days promo came out late last year, I think October, I have been waiting to see this EJ and Belle thing happen. And next week, EJ and Belle are each at the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties on Tuesday. And afterwards, Belle and EJ are crossing swords. According to spoilers, they're bickering, and that leads to making out, which leads to the bedroom, her bedroom specifically. And guess what? On Wednesday, January 29th, a horrified Marlena Evans walks into her daughter's room and finds her in bed with EJ. Marlena is going to freak out and ask Belle, how could you? I mean, she is single, but Marlena knows that Belle took EJ's job and she warned her about him, and she might think this is a terrible thing going from Sean over to EJ of all people. So while I do think Belle and EJ are a sizzling hot couple, I predict Belle might want to see him on the side. Like, she might not be able to resist getting in bed with him again, but she may want him out of sight and just a dirty little sex secret. And EJ might like being Belle's dirty little sex secret. I can see him saying yes to that. Our fifth and final prediction, Gabi is hurt when JJ taps the brakes. Will she finally see she is doing Leo wrong for this reason? So this past week, JJ was kind of being a hypocrite when he was talking to Chad DiMera. If you were current on episodes, you saw JJ going off about Kat Green being back in Salem because he is still deservedly salty that she was pretending to be his dead sister, Abby Deveraux. And of course, that's all understandable. But when he was ranting to Chad about Kat, and upset that Marlena might give her a job, then Chad was starting to get a little annoyed. And then JJ decided to call out Kat, sticking around, and said something to Julie about it, who was completely apathetic. And then Chad called him out because Chad knows JJ is seeing Gabby, who literally tried to blow up Julie's heart. And then Chad rattled off a small list of just a portion of Gabby's sins and said that JJ had no room to talk about Kat as long as he was allowing Gabby back in his life. And then after a post-Bachelor and Bachelorette party hookup between JJ and Gabby, the next day on Thursday the 30th, spoilers say JJ is hesitant with Gabby, and it sounds like Chad's words have him rethinking being with her. And if JJ tells Gabby that he's tapping the brakes because Chad pointed out that he is forgiving her a lot, that could really hurt her. But JJ and Gabby kind of already had that conversation where she said, I've done all this stuff. And he was like, oh, I forgive you. So, I just wonder if JJ tells Gabby this and hurts her, if it'll make her rethink her hardline stance she has been taking, telling Javi to cut Leo out of his life. Because let's be real, JJ's right, and Gabby has done a lot of bad herself. Now, JJ's not thinking about it because he's thinking about being in bed with her, but it's definitely on Chad's mind. So we'll see how that works out and whether Gabby can keep her new boyfriend.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.